Alrighty, and here we are in Avorion again, and with a new ship. And I'm kind of mucking around with settings in OBS a little bit here too to tweak bit rates and stuff. Just give me a second here. Just want to make sure that things are all running right. Yeah, okay. Sounds good. Alright. So, I was told by the mod maker that the mod doesn't require you to download the ships. It will kind of download them for you. And the reason I probably haven't found them is the galaxy is a big place, right? So what I'm gonna do is go into each of these places I visited where I found a new faction that wasn't them, map it out, right? Go to equipment dock, buy the little thing, and just keep doing this until we see if we can find it. So this might take a little while, you know. So anyway, getting on with things. The good thing is that I've got a ship that's it's sweet as can be. I love it. This thing is just killer. I've just added some defensive turrets and things for torpedoes and whatever else. Shouldn't have to worry about jump times either anymore. Had a cigarette, had a coffee, so we'll go like about 45 minutes and then I'll get another coffee or something. And once I'm done with this stream, then I'll go do like something like laundry and compile up this first person shooter game, and then I'm gonna get a hold of I'll get a hold of somebody named Seabass that does some gaming stuff, and I'm gonna get him a copy to test it on his PC and see if whatever else. Like I said, I'm gonna have to look at the content ID stuff or things like that, just so that just to protect that, you know, silly stuff doesn't happen with it. You know, that kind of. Oh, this was that system where you watch this. What the hell is this? I look at it and it moves. Watch. This was that star system that's totally borked. I don't understand, man. That's just weirdness. That is definitely not supposed to be something that happens, I don't think. See? Watch. As soon as you focus on it, poof, gone. Is this whole star system like that? Okay, just those things. Maybe he's got a teleporter inside it that can move them around. I don't know. That's really a trippy. You never know. Anyway, continuing along. Let's keep looking around. We got to find an equipment dock for these guys. There we go. I like this ship. This is a well done ship too. Beep. Nothing here. Nothing here. Alright, next system. Okay, we'll go here maybe. I'll just set the headphones down and just do a lot of this running around here. So if you just wandered in and you're checking things out, I guess I'm kind of testing a guy's mod to see if these faction things actually work. I'm trying to map out this galaxy so I can see if they show up and if they in fact show up more than once, which would be interesting. Okay, I'll go into chat and say hi to everybody. And yeah, let's take a break here for a sec. Let's get the screen on for a minute. Hey guys. Yeah, it's actually it gets better if what I'm trying to find actually works. You can actually make factions like Star Wars, Star Trek, you know. And one guy went and he did all the Star Wars stuff, like the Rebellion, the Galactic Empire, and then the Galactic Republic. You know, back before it went to the Empire kind of thing, right? So, and also he made another one which I added. So there's four, but the galaxy is so huge. And I've tweaked my bitrate down, which was what was causing me to have lag because it was trying to send more data than it was wanting to have. So now I don't have like the lag or anything. And this, I'm in creative mode, so I can do this without having to worry about money and materials. But normally, just to give you an idea, what you have to do to build things, right? Like this ship, right? Here's the statistics of it, right? Like, okay, this is a really powerful ship. Plus, I got a mod that gives me extra turrets, so I'd have a fourth of the turrets here normally, okay? And this is the ship here. You can see how it, you know, and it's big. It's 1,600 meters long. It's 1,000 meters wide at its widest, and it's 400 meters high. Um, you know, let's see here. Where's, do I have a space for fighters? Yes. Do I? Wait a minute. Do I? I don't think this one has fighters in it. No. But it has lots of torpedo space. Yes, yes, yes. That's this area here. You can load up on torpedoes. Anyway, it's got lots of cargo space. I've got its hyperspace down to half a second, which the minimum you can have is actually 5 seconds. This thing has a crazy acceleration rate. Its deceleration is nice. The max velocity is nice. Its block size is small. In other words, they've been merged as the guy was building. That's the pro way to build. As you put two blocks together, you highlight them, you hit merge, they turn into one big block, right? And then the computer, for some reason, it takes less to know what each block is. 13 million shields. Ha 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 ha. All right. Maximum crew of 12,000 on this sucker, right? This is a Sith design, and it's based, I think, on, if you look at the Star Wars, the Old Republic, and you play the Sith side, you get a ship that's similar to this, although it's about half the size. This would be like a consular type of ship, right, for the Sith Empire, right? This would be something he rides around on in the end when he gets to near end game. But yeah, when you go into the build mode, right? Like this is the ship here. Like look at this, eh? I just put all these guns on the front. And yes, I do have hangar space, but let's see here. We'll just show all stats. I can have up to 1,300 small fighters or 165 large fighters and 392, and that's like size 8, that's size 1, right? And that means I could put like 165 TIE fighters into this sucker. It's nice. It's very nice. I added some turrets on the back here for torpedo defense and on the top, so if something tries to hit me, I should take maybe one off and put some on the bottom here. Alright. Very nice ship. Very nice. And when you're building, like certain materials have certain things you can build. Like you won't see another inertial dampener until you get to an Avorion area, which is in the center of the map. You don't get the Avorion materials, right? Oganite's like a very dense material, right? Xanian is like in between, let's say, It's like an upgraded naonite. Trinium is the lightest and material. It's often used as armor and skins of ships to give them this gray material look, right? And wow, you got lots of neat things you can do here. Like there's da, 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 da. Here's their turret-based stuff. I still don't understand that. You can add shield generators. There's how you build your fighters and torpedoes, right? It's like a little assembly line, right? Um, if you have one of these and you get blown up, this will tell you where your ship is. Um, that's like a battery storage, right? This actually generates the power. An integrity field is like an energy skin around a bunch of blocks. And what it does is you have to take out the whole integrity field before you can damage the blocks. Computer core that will allow you to lessen the computation times of certain things. Um, it actually is a decent. It's the thing that will give you the most processing power to go up to the next, you know, thing or whatever. An academy, you can put an academy on and train your guys, so you can take regular people on board and then train them into whatever. Uh, the transporter is so that you take one of these blocks and then you put a mod in, and then you can come up to like 3 kilometers of a station and dock. And if you have cargo ships, the cargo ships will come out and go and take things back and forth if you're doing a cargo drop off. It kind of looks neat. Um, Cloning pods, you can actually clone your people inside. That's kind of trippy. And then you got the different types of blocks in here that give you things like that. You can now add emblems into the game. So like if I go in and I put some graphics into the directory, it'll kind of make an emblem here, right? Like see this, you can do this. You can put your name of the ship, right? Put that somewhere, right? I don't know what this block is all about. I have no idea. It's new. It's different. I have no idea what that one is. Super rich stone. Just makes it a neat, glowy looking material. Yeah, I think it's also got a hologram. You can see through this stuff, right? It's like this is what you use kind of almost as glass. You can use it as glass. Even though this is actually glass too, right? This is actually see-through. It doesn't show you that, but it is. And just to give you an idea, save designs, you go into your workshop, you can see what other people have done. And what I usually have done in the past is I go in and I take the designs that other people do, right? And I play with them and make them more playable and just save them to myself, right? Like even got Battlestar Galactica in here, right? There's a Galactica ship, eh? Look at that. See? So you can make a faction based on this and have different vessels in it and stuff like that. And a Borg cube, 2 different ones. This is the big mother. Look at that, eh? Trippy. Just trippy. Babylon 5 stuff, right? That's a neat looking one. I like the look of that. You can zoom in on this too, eh? Like, look at that. That's just trippy. There's their fighters, right? Pew pew, pew pew, pew pew. I've seen a few of these in shows too. There's that's just a crappy looking one. But anyway, you got different ships of Star Wars, and you got base stars. Now what I would do with this, okay, is I would round this. I would go through the effort to make this round right here, and then you have an effective base star. And I would make this look like the side of my ship here. Like if you look at, you see how this looks kind of like it's, you know, like it's got windows and different things like that. So effectively what you do is you're using crew component areas to make this stuff look neat like that, right? Because that's what gives those little light things. That's like a person living in there, right? And that would be this block here. I'll show you this one right here. That's this. See how it's got the little light things on there and stuff, right? That's what you do, right? To make it look like that. And that's how you could tweak that to make it look even better. Just a little pro tips I learn as I look at different ships and designs and how they make things look realistic, and yet it serves a function because then you have more crew, right? Like I have 3,800. I mean, I could put some borders on here, right? That's where is it? Right down here. These guys, right? Borders, and then you go over to your ship area here, and you get some crew shuttles. And then what you do is you take a base down to like 30%, and then you send over your crew shuttles to attack it, and then you can take the station and keep it if you want, which is trippy in its own right. And as you can see down here, I started out with 9 generals, but it's now the equivalent of 10.5 because the more you use your ships and guys at doing different things, they actually level up a bit, right? And you can actually promote these two types here, which is kind of cool too. I mean, it's, you know, and then you got this, these are the mod systems that I've got in here, right? This ship just has it all. I could get 10 more spots there. And what I'm after is to get more of these, right? Each of these is 40. The best I can do with one of these is a 30 right now. So I could just have bristling full of weapons. Here's the cargo bay. Right now I just have that stuff. Here's how you do energy. And the other neat aspect of this game is you could have co-op controls, okay? So I could give a weapon group to one guy, right? Or a or a fighter group, right, to another guy. So you could control like a squadron of fighters and have them going around attacking people. Dun, 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 you know, like it's really, this is a lot more cool than people think, you know. As all of us upgrade our computers more and more, right? Um, this type of a game will become more and more neat to play. It had in the early days, because of, you know, all of us having less specs and the servers having less specs, it was a bit of a crunch, right? And I would say, you know, like with a server that had, say, 32 threads on it, right? 32, like a 16 core 32 thread, you know, server, right? With, you know, 32 gigabytes of RAM or something. It would just be, that would just be, woo, sweet. And an SSD is a hard drive, right? And mind you, it's gonna kill. That'll definitely, you know, every year you'll need a new SSD guaranteed because of all the reading and writing that's going back and forth between players and everything else. But that would be something with the hosting company, right? That you have in your price for the renting, that you put some of the profits away, that would then replace that drive every year, you know? Because, you know, like I said, like when you look at, gotta remember, some of this stuff is being written to me. Like right now, I'm running my own local server to serve myself, right? It's still running a server, but it's not opening it up to the rest of the world. It's just doing it to me. When you have an actual server, it writes a few things, right? And then you write a whole bunch of stuff, right, locally. And that's where some people might be getting a little bit of lag where, you know, it's weird. Sometimes, you know, a guy with a really crazy looking specs gets lag and I don't, right? And I don't know. I just think, you know, and this is also just not quite the lowest settings. The lowest settings, and I'll just go in here for a second here. The lowest settings, right? So like when you go to compatibility, or where is it? Super sampling, none. There's 2 settings lower than that, which make everything look blurry to me, so I don't like it. But everything else, this is the lowest settings you can do, right? Now, it's not the lowest resolution you can do either, but I'm streaming at 720p, so why, you know, mess around with that? And I wish Google had a 1600 by 900 resolution, because then, you know, or 900p, because then you could pop into there, and it's a nice medium in between that's better than, you know, 720 but not quite 1080p. A lot more of us would be having, you know, that go on. Like, even I could handle that. Anyway, resume the game. So what I'm doing right now is the guy that made this faction mod for Star Wars, right? I'm trying to find. Okay, this is the size of the bloody galaxy, guys. I gotta find 3 factions out of all this. Good luck, eh? You know what I'm saying? Like, and we don't even know in the code, because it wasn't explained, whether each faction will appear more than once or just once, right? And if it's even working, right? Like, I have to literally map this entire galaxy out in order to know if it works. But, you know, it needs, you know, they're releasing this game on the 9th, and yet nobody knows if this works. I mean, what the fuck? You know, I've yet to see anyone say that can verify that it works. You know what I mean? Like, the problem with doing this kind of a thing is that in other games, you could make a small galaxy and then have that faction appear almost instantly, right? Where you don't get the modability of the galaxy size. That's the one to this game. Because I'll tell you straight up, if I had that ability and it wasn't hard coded to be a million star system, say I could do it a tenth the size, right? Or a fourth or whatever, right? Like make it 100,000 star systems, then I could get into doing more stuff with it, and it would be a tenth as laggy, right? Like when I go to turn, sometimes there's that little, you know, like, you know, and then it would be something where you could have more fun with it. Like, think about all these games you guys are like that we have, right? And how you could make it into a little, you know, you use this game to do that, and then you use this game to do this, and then this, and you make little stories. So I fly up to a planet, and then you have another game do the stuff on the planet, right? Or something like that, right? And you make a story out of it, and you could even include some friends and have a multiplayer where it's going on down there, or you're doing something on a planet, building and fighting some creatures or something, right? Just giving little ideas for people to have a little fun with stuff, and at the same time be entertaining, right? There we go. And this is a heck of a lot of fun. This ship is a lot of fun because it turns on a dime. It steers. Even when I'm going fast, it'll steer, which is rare. And they did something where the braking was enhanced a bit, so you don't drift as bad. See that little twitch there that I got? That's unavoidable, really. You know, it's nothing anyone can do about that. But anyway, and just to give you an idea, there's my little tiny ship in the middle of nowhere. But yeah, and it's like $20 on Steam for this, and I'm approaching 1,000 hours in it now. This is on expert mode, so it's not exactly a beginner state, right? Normal is what you call what you start out as, right? And then there's normal, veteran, and veteran's what the game creator says that he plays at. Then a lot of people play at veteran and expert level. Very few people play on insane level because it's yeah, it's not forgiving at all. It's a little too realistic. So I am hunting for an equipment dock because I'm just doing mapping. What I'll do is I'll show you how good this ship is in combat. Let me set up my keyboard properly here. I should put that up over that. There we go. Just like that. Okay. And we'll give you a little taste of what combat's like in this. Got a couple yellow dots here. Nothing in here. Okay. Yeah, there is. There's a wreck over there. So you go and you take salvage lasers, and then you get rich by mining it. Head up this way. Come on, you. There we go. Yeah, and there's like you can build your own ships. It's kind of like X3 meets Minecraft, and you know. It's kind of like that, and and someone was asking me about Empyrean. I remember that game a long time ago, but there was another game too, Osiris, that was kind of like a, you know, I ended up getting a refund from Steam because what they didn't tell everybody was that Windows 7 users couldn't play the game. It was made for Windows 10. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of games that suddenly came out about a year and a half ago that were just Windows 10 only, or they had issues with Windows 7 where you had to do a whole bunch of crap to get shit to work, and I'm like, want a refund. I'm not putting up with it. Okay, so here's a bandit station. This should be pretty tough. Usually is, anyway. But, and remember, I am a Sith in this one, in this ship, right? What does Sith do? I'll show you. Okay. Remember Emperor Palpatine? I have seen this. That's right, folks. I'm using the Force on them. Cool. See, even my allies came to help me. We're taking over this system, see? Oh, more of them over here. Oh, we got to fight, do we? You guys want to fight with me? Really? Really? Do 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 do. See what I mean? Isn't that fun? That is just fun as beans. That's what they call a lightning weapon, by the way. I just renamed it my Sithinator. You haven't seen me use those weapons before. I just thought it would be humorous to put on a big vessel like this with some decent range and just laugh like the Emperor as I blast everybody to pieces. It's fun. It's fun. It's very fun. Let's take a little break here and go back in. It is going not too bad, Willie. How's your day going, man? And I've seen a server with up to 50 people at once on this a while back. Now, I imagine with newer servers and newer tech, it would be a little bit more viable. Because after about 2 months, we had to reset the server all the time. It was kind of a. You just get going and then, Okay. So, what I'm going to do while these guys hang out and guard me, I'm going to go get some more coffee. And we're going to continue hunting for the Empire. Got to find home. Alright, and continuing right along here. Let's get these things set on my head. Let that water heat up. Okay. So, yes. So nobody in this game knows if these faction things work. So I'm going to be like the one guy that figures it out or not, right? You know what I mean? And if it does, wow. Then we can have loads of fun. I put like 20 factions, different factions into the game, and then, it'll have a list, right? And it'll have a better chance of something popping, right? I don't, and it would be neat if multiple ones pop up, eh? You could have like, because after the fall of the Galactic Empire, the Moths, the guys in charge of the planets, took over the local forces, and a lot of them, and this is what they never explored. A lot of these guys weren't united. They just became little mini dictators, right? And that was in the EU novels and different things, right? And what you get is this Thrawn guy up here. He after having taken off for a while, he then comes back with a fair-sized fleet and starts, hey, join me or I'll blow you to pieces, kind of thing. And people followed him, and then you had that. They should have went with that with the last 3 movies. Okay? I mean, it's not hard to even go the route of saying, okay, so what did Luke do? Luke went and tried to found a new Jedi Order, and he's done this, this, and this. And then you have maybe one of his Luke and Leia's son is force sensitive, so he joins it, and then he becomes estranged, and that's how you could do the Kylo Ren thing in a way. But you got to have more of a backstory than they had. That's the problem with the writing that they had. They never developed anything. They just did the absolute minimum, and they spent all the money. I'm not kidding you, on the CGI. That's where all the money went for these movies. Okay, and there's no reason for it. I guarantee you could get somebody to do crazy things in Star Wars for half to a quarter of the budget that they spent, and you wouldn't be able to tell the difference. I just know these things. I just know these things. It would be neat for Tarmac he was a fellow Canadian who did a study on how much video games cost and found out in 2018 that I think it was comparing it 2018 to 2006, and then he said the study showed with the data I could gather that video games were 40% cheaper, or was it 60? It was one of the two numbers. And you got to remember, the following year, not even 6 months later, then Epic starts giving out all these free assets, and it's doing all these upgrades, and they got a license change there where it's easier to use the Unreal Engine, and you know they got a really cool thing. You can basically, if you make a video game or do something with the engine and you make less than $3,000 in a quarter, they don't care. You can go ahead and do stuff, right? And that's why when the Copa thing started, I got a message back after I started getting noticed by YouTube a bit with some of the videos. They said, they sent me a mail saying, why don't you put your stuff in Content ID? I says, because not all these things on my channel are, I'd have rights to. Like the gaming stuff, right, is a gray area that's like we're PR guys, but we're doing it not being paid by them directly, in that sense. And that's really what it is, guys. That's why we're allowed to do this, because otherwise they could just clamp down and say you're distributing our video games and showing it off in an imprint, and it would be, right? The whole idea is that I'm showing off the game, and this is the lowest graphics you're going to get, guys, on an 8-year-old computer. So anything newer, you're going to be able to play this game at better graphics, better resolution, and have more fun. Or go multiplayer and keep your specs a little lower and have less lag too, and enjoy yourselves. I'm just saying this because Inquisitor Martyr, a guy with top-end computer, went on about how great the game was and that if some of us were having some problems, they would fix it. Basically what they were doing was trying to get us to play the 2 hours on Steam so that they wouldn't get, all of us refunding, right? And if you go look on Steam, there's less than 100 people playing that game now. And I have never seen a Diablo 2, 3 action RPG game be so unoptimized in my life. I had to go, in order to just play the game, I had to go to 1024 by 768 resolution. I says to him, Diablo 2 has better resolution, has exactly the same resolution, okay, if you take the Meridian XL, and looks better. Right? And then I went on about how Diablo 3 I can go max settings and not have a problem. But that's because of the way their engine's working. It's not really I would say they're intentionally downgrading it on purpose, and then what you get, you just say it's that resolution and it's like that. Anyway, let's get the little toy here. Well, I think I already got one of these, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I did, didn't I? I'm in this little area, aren't I? Come on, M. Yeah, no, okay. So, now what I do, okay, B, go over to here. Oh, I got two of them, eh? Okay, whoops. Okay. Um, and you go out of here and see it just built that it's built. It's procedurally generating these systems. Oh my God. So I have now mapped. I don't know, about 6% of the entire galaxy. Whee! You know what I mean? Oh, Baby Vader got lost. uh, so and I saw a guy on what was it, one of the Midnight's Edge guys. He had a little image of a Baby Vader with some flames in front. I was looking around for my Baby Vader Blender mesh, and I was going to reinstall Blender and bring it in, and then export that um, compiled, uh, like do an image of him, and then export it, right, and then make a little GIF of him being 3D in on fire because of the particle system in Unreal. The Niagara stuff is actually pretty snazzy stuff. Um, it's actually pretty cool. I was mucking with that, and I was learning about how to time explosions and particle effects and do different things. And instead of attaching a weapon to one guy, right, like where his hand would be, like where he would hold a weapon, I attached a particle system instead, and it looks like fire. Like, you know how Iron Man stands there and he blasts flame out of his hands? So that's what it does, and it was a weird effect because wherever his hand would go, the if I loop it, it just keeps blasting out, and looks kind of weird. But anyway, yeah. Okay, so looks like we got something up here. So I have to go up here a bit. Can I see a system there? Yes, I can. So if you're just tuning in, what I am doing is I am mapping out the galaxy to try and find either the Galactic Empire faction, the Rebellion faction, or the what was it? There's this CIS faction, or I think I took another one which was like the Clone Era faction. I'm not sure if it's in there either. We shall see. We're trying to figure out how this faction stuff works because nobody knows how this faction stuff works. It wasn't really explained. He just said there are factions that you can now create, and then one of the guys went and looked at the files and made this mod. So I'm trying to figure out, you know, he said he doesn't believe you need to download the ships because what happens is that it will do it for you. And I noticed in my workshop thing that there's a couple of new things that are in there, which is right arm. So that means that part of the mod is working. Let's see here. What's these guys look like? Looks different. Trading post. Kingdom of... Gotta love the names in this game, eh? Alright, we'll do this. Over here and be friendly to them. So this is like kind of like using a cheat to find out whether this works. And the thing is I'm doing this as fast as I can so that if something does need to be fixed, I can make a post about it and show them a video, right? That, I mapped out the galaxy, and what I should be doing is doing this in a small multiplayer, but I got other things I got to do at different points too, right? One of the things I wanted to do was compile that little first-person shooter and get that to Seabass so he can muck around with it on his PC and see what it's like, right? And I'm like, somebody with better specs is going to have a lot more fun with that than I will, right? That's the whole point too, is that I've maxed the specs for what you can do with it. So it'd be like playing Star Wars Fallen Jedi Order at 1080p, right? It'll look like that for you guys, where it won't look like that for me, right? Because I got crappy graphics card. but I can still make stuff like that, which is the point. Even when I get a newer PC, I will still keep this one as I might just use this as the front end for gaming, right? For a little bit, right? If I do recordings, then I do them offline or whatever, and use the other PC for more workish stuff, right? And just go until this one blows up or something. Which, you saw the way I'm cooling. I should show that. Have about 5 million people on the internet going, "What are you doing? You fool!" I'm like, well, it's working. It's working. Hackety hack. You gotta hack your pieces together and make sure shit works, man. If not, I wouldn't be able to play a single video game because this graphics card would just overheat. And 8 years of dust and particles getting onto it, you just have to keep everything as cool as possible, and the only way to do that is to blow winter air onto it. And you don't want to be blowing outside air because then you just be blowing dust particles there. So then I got a air purifier upstream of that, pulling the air in, blowing it on in the inside of the computer, which then keeps the CPU cool as well, keeping both parts nice and cool and dust free. Bingo! Why aren't there little mini air purifiers in our PCs? Me wonders. Because it'd be a lot cheaper than a liquid cooling system. It'd be a lot cheaper than, some of these other system things that I see, right? Have the airflow in, have a little electric plate that just, has a little mesh even, right? And all that crap gets on there, and then every month you just take the plate off, go over to the sink, wash it off, let it dry, come back, put it in, and you're good to go. Because basically, dust particles will attach themselves to that even if you didn't blow them onto it, right? And what does that do? That means no more worry. Well, I'll say 99.9% of the worry and PCs out there wouldn't be getting taken in to get cleaned anymore. Geez, wait a minute here. Gotta think about employment, right? Alright, here. Hey, wait a minute, let me look at that system. Doesn't that look cool? And that's on the low settings for planets. That's the very lowest. And the planet, see, the planet is rotating. That is trippy. Heavy duty. Like when I'm offline, I put the settings up because I like a little visual fun too, right? And I don't get the lag. I go to where I don't get lag and I can have fun with it, right? That's the thing. Like I used to have another PC here that was from 1996. It had Windows XP on it, and I just took it apart and using it for parts now. But it was fully functional, and the hard drive still works and everything else. It was like a 40 gigger at the time, which at the time was like huge. And yeah, I had like a server on that, and I had games on it and everything else. Yeah, I've always been into gaming, man. Okay, I'll go over here. I'm gonna get my coffee. I am free of Yorkshire tea. Yes, Avorion is a perfectly balanced game with no exploits. What have I got in this star system now? Not much, eh? Not much. Yeah. And what I'm gonna do when I get to like 500 subs, I've got a little idea for like a giveaway for 20 bucks. But I'm going to do that giveaway at the end of this month. Okay, that way, not only do I have a little bit of extra funds, okay, to do it, um, it'll give people a bit of time once I announce what the little thing is, and then then you guys are gonna have a little bit of fun with that, trying to figure it out, and then the $20 would be for something at Steam, I guess. So, you know, like I would. The thing with it is that I put this money on a Visa card, and they're a little twitchy with Epic Store, so, eh. But at least you'll be able to get whatever you want, and then my idea is to do a similar thing. Every 100 subscribers that I add, I will also add $10. So, uh, 600 will be 30 bucks. 700 will be 40. 800 will be 50. And we'll say I'll skip 900 and go right to 1,000 and say there's a $60 full game, right? Now, mind you, if you get some sales go on and stuff like that, you could do a bit with 20 bucks, right? You get two games maybe. It's up to you. Oh, someone's calling for help. Where is he? Over this way. They killed him. They killed him. They killed him, Ma. I'll collect the loot though. Poor guy. A Sith that just didn't have what it takes. Staying alive, staying alive. Hmm. Yeah, okay. What have we got here? Uh-huh. These lightning turrets is just crazy shit. I love them. Let's see, the biggest gun right here. What's that one there again, eh? Oh, missiles. Hmm. Interesting. Hmm. Oh, it's even got the price tag on it, eh? At the bottom now. I noticed that. That was another change. What's this? Independent. The ranges just suck. Yeah, yeah, yuck. I almost feel like taking one of these bays out and just putting giant honking guns in the middle there. Be like the Death Star, eh? Bzzzt. Gotcha. That'd be fun. It's like the old Master of Orion 2 when you get that big gun at the end of the game there and you just like walk up to a planet and you just totally blow it away and you're like sitting there watching that the first time in a computer lab at college going, wow, that's cool. That's fun. Nothing beats blowing up a whole planet, man. Let's see if I put something there, it'll fire right off the edge. Okay, that's good to know. Put that one there. And put another one up here, maybe. Maybe not. Yeah, I'll just leave that there. Blunk. I need more gunners. More gunners, more gunners, more gunners, more crew. Okay. So, here we go. Back at our little Sith. Well, I guess what do we call this? I forget what the name of this ship was. It's not quite an interceptor. The interceptor had those Vader-like curved wings. And then another version had kind of triangularly looking weird things. Yeah. Next star system. I'm gonna have to look at the code to see where this might generate and if it would. Alright, break time. Gonna have a break. How's it going, Endgame? Yeah, stay away from that one guy. He's a bot or something like that, and he was tripping around trying to to lure people into whatever was silly. Yeah, I made a comment on that video that you showed that guy. He's just a strange. Who knows what he's up to? You know, could be looking to get at monetize people to take credit cards or bank accounts or anything. So just be mindful, you know. of people like that. Like, you're not supposed to even be doing what he does, and he just keeps reappearing. So you got to wonder how he's still on YouTube at all, which is another weird one. I'm sure somebody's reported him by now. That's part of the. Eh. This could take a few years, days, minutes, lifetimes. And I was watching this thing on some of the new stuff that they discovered on Mars. How the core of Mars appears to be shrinking as it cools, and it causes mini earthquakes. And it might be that the crust kind of crumbles a bit. That would make living on Mars extremely dangerous, people. I don't think we want to, colonize that place too heavily because if you got to go underground to get protection from the radiation, and then suddenly your entire base collapses 1,000 feet underneath you because the core shrank a bit, and or cracks and stuff. That's going to make challenges seriously stupid. So, mm-hmm. These are things that you got to realize that you might want to think of going a little further for an action. You might want to do it like a stopover, but like, you know, it's going to have to be above ground, and thereby you're going to have lots of shielding on above ground to build it. So that's just something that a lot of people don't realize is that it used to be Earth-like billions of years ago, and then that just isn't going to be. It isn't going to be some place that's going to be where we're going to be at. That's just sort of a little thought on colonizing Mars, and that doesn't include purifying the soil to make food. belong. It's like truck driving music or something. Convoy. Right, eh? I haven't watched that movie in a long time. Cannonball. At least since Birdie Boy died. Hmm. Let's see here. Geez, there's all kinds of little systems around there. Go, go, go. There. Now I'll go a couple hours of this, doing this, and then we'll just keep hunting for it and see if we can find this. Nope. I gotta put some tunage on there. I just drive me nuts. No music. Non-copyrighted, or should I say non-attributable. Word of the day. Attributable. Yay. Yay. Or, you know, with the attributes where it doesn't cost me an arm and a leg, and the person is known on YouTube not to be an asshat. You know, one of those kind of cool musicians, the cool guys. Because then they get a little free advertising, right? They can put up a few tunes. You know, guys like that, I wouldn't even mind putting an extra link for them where their music, you could go and buy it, you know? Because they let me have something for free where I can, you know, do something cool, then, you know, it's like scratch my back, I scratch yours, you know? Who knows? Maybe in a cinematic one day we'll use your stuff and then you get even more well known. Who knows, you know? Blah, blah, blah. That's my little rant of the moment. Not finding nothing there, man. Darth Baby's getting upset. Little screen shake there. Okay. This looks like a tiny little faction, eh? Loading. Loading. So, what's it like outside? I haven't even looked outside yet. Looks kind of cloudy again. Yeah, yeah. What's new? I must live in like the most cloudy place on Earth, right? It's like you get like what, 1, 2 days every 10 days of sunlight. Good for sneaking around, I suppose, if you wanted to. Yeah. Ooh, what are you up to, mister? Come on here. Let's go. You know, this is about 500 star systems. I'd be like, my eyeballs popping out of my head and be like, oh, I don't know where it is. Nope. Nope. I'm gonna go over here now. Boop 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 boop. Boop. Pirates. All right, some Action Jackson, eh? All right. Yeah, baby. What else is in here? Nothing. Okay. The good thing is that once I do get all this map, I can change the alliances, like, so, you know, I can like or dislike somebody, and then we'll just, like, wherever the Empire is, I'll just dislike everybody else, and we'll go to war with them and take over the galaxy. And you can see how, as I take each system, if I do it adjacent to where a faction I'm allied with, they'll move in and they'll start building it up, and then, you know, it's like wars on the border and things, and it's kind of cool that way too. Yeah. Looks like we got an alliance. Oh, salesman. Eh? Well, I don't want your things, man. Sorry. I'm on a mission. Woo! What do their ships look like? Another way there. Okay, I'll look at you then. It doesn't look like anything that somebody would have made. Okay. I just forgot to do that when I was looking. Okay, we'll go check out this area. Yeah, no lag at all once I lowered the bit rate to a proper level. Got it at 4200 for in OBS for 720p. I had been running it at 5600, which is way too much. Which would be 900p, and you probably want about, well, even that would be appropriate for, well, maybe 5500, 6000 for, yeah, about 5500 to 6000 for 1080p. No, still nothing there. Okay. No equipment dock yet. What's up, Doc? Ooh, looks like this all converges on one little spot. Oh, I'm gonna run into that. I don't want to. Get out of the way. There we go. Dun 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 dun. Free of Yorkshire tea. Do we have an equipment dock in here? Does not look like it. Got everything else though. Even got a fighter bay. Let's go get some fighters. first thing you do is not run into the station. Dun 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 dun. There we go. Up, 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 up. Come on. Roundabout. Okay, good. There we go. Stop. Docked. I guess I need to be friends with you first, right? I think I'm doing the wrong thing here. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so this is how you do it, eh? So then we go into here. I think it's in here. No, wrong one. I know, I see the TIE fighter there. Workshop. Do they move things around on me? That's just different. Ooh. Lots of ships in here, eh? That's too big. Yeah, this one, there we go. This is too big. Can I put that actually on a ship? That's crazy shit. Really? Okay. Size 8, right? These are the big ones. Oh, I gotta create a squad first. Oops. I made this thing over here. There. Now I can do it. I think. See how long this is gonna take. Doesn't tell me. Oh, I gotta turn the thing on now. Do I not have a... Oh, I gotta take this and put it over here. Yeah, there we go. Now, how long is that gonna take? 5 minutes. Nice. So 5 minutes, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. So in an hour I'll have a squad. Okay. Of Darth Vader ships. Yeah, who needs a movie, eh? Create your own shit, man. The hell with the rest of it. There we go. Should get some borders. Hmm. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Okay, I'll check the chat here in a minute. Good time. Nothing in here. Okay. Be neat if they could put a game like this into a console, but the problem with it would be is that you'd lose a lot of functionality with stuff like this because if you realize how many different keys and the key bindings and stuff like that, what I would like to see from these console guys, right? If they really wanted to compete versus a PC and really do that, why not have, I connect to a USB port with my mouse and keyboard, right? Why don't they do that with the consoles, and then they could open up a little bit of crossplay with PC and that console player, and the console player could actually do some extra games, and they would actually make more sales, and they could probably take more market share. Like that would scare the hell out of the indie guys if they started doing that, but maybe that's why they don't do it, is because it would be seen as anti-competitive. I don't know. But that would be a solution right there, because then instead of going and getting a whole new PC, I just go get a $600 PlayStation 5 or $700 PlayStation 5 when it comes out with all the bells and whistles on it, and just get a mouse, take my mouse and keyboard and connect it in, right? You know, it's because I bet you it's because they own the controller market, and they would like to keep you buying controllers, right? Because once you start using a mouse and keyboard, then there's no reason to go back unless for certain games. Certain games, the way they're designed is just infinitely easier. Like the Lego games, it's just so whacked playing that kind of game on a PC. It's doable, but it's the same with Fortnite with the building setup thing there. Even though some people can really get their fingers wrapped around things, but anyway, we'll keep going here. I gotta find an equipment dock. Come on here, man. Have a day. I'm going to blow up. So I think an Indian fellow is going to be buying the store at the end of the corner there, and he was having a discussion with one of the guys that's a regular about pricing of what the meals were and stuff like that. The problem I can see with this new guy is he's going to make everything more expensive, and that's the end of it. I don't go out to the other shops because spending $10 on a breakfast is stupid, because for that same price I can go get a pack of bacon and a carton of eggs and a loaf of bread and have breakfast all week at home, right? The only thing is that you're getting some fresh air and you're talking to people and saying hi and whatnot, and it's a little more social to get out once in a while, right? Well, if I can't afford to go out anymore, I can't afford to go out anymore. That's just freaking life, right? But I gotta say, he is the cheap. He could go and raise his prices to $7 for a breakfast, and nobody would even complain. I just know that. When every other place in town is $10 and you're $5, I mean, you're just doing it. I don't even know why you're doing that. You're losing money for nothing. Whatever. But he's getting older too, so good for him to retire and you know, take it easy and do something else or whatever. You know, to each his own. That's a neat looking whatever. Cargo ship. Okay. Lots in here. Looking around. Nope. Oh, you get these certain factions that have like nothing around ever. Come on here. Stand up in a minute. Nope. Jeez. Just keep hopping around here. That's it for coffee for a little while. Holy jeez. Devoured that cup. Everybody, are you awake? Oh, next. Oh, got my first little shippy built. Nothing in here. Next. Holy moly. I'll map this whole. Here. Got an urge to eat carrots. Weird. Nope. Nope. So, wait a minute. Oh, I can't tell where that one is. I'm not going over there, you stupid mapping system. Let's get on tour, boys and girls. 5,000 meters per second. That's 5,000 kilometers per second, and that would be about 3 miles per second, 3 and a bit miles per second for you imperialists. Would use a different system? Yeah. Yeah. This could take a while. Yes. Beep. Still no dock. These people even sell anything worth it? Look at all these green dots. Come on here. Come on. 3 more. 2 more. 1 more. No, I never watched TV in the 80s. Anybody that heard 3 more, 2 more, 1 more knows exactly what I'm talking about. What the heck? What's going on here? Oh, I need pilots. Ah. Hold on. Ship menu. I gotta do one of these. I'm out of pilots. There we go. That'll pop up again as I build more shippies. Shippies. I got 2 of them now. Yay. I'm going down here just because. There we go. So I was watching another video on World War II about how it appears that in some documents that the CIA was, and the Russians were just as guilty, but both sides were getting some of the old Nazi guys to help them out and trying to cover it up. And there was a whole whackload of this so-called money that disappeared, and it's kind of been discovered that a lot of it was in the Swiss bank accounts, right? Yet the Swiss are supposed to be neutral, right? And then we find out for 50 years that the Swiss crypto company that everybody in the world was using was actually controlled by the CIA. The same people that were doing that and probably allowing the Swiss to have that money to bankroll a lot of other things. There's some pretty and this information always comes out after the people that are actually responsible have either died of natural causes or passed away, or they're so old that there'd be no reason to do anything to them anymore. You know, like, yeah, craziness, man, just crazy. And you can always detect these kinds of things and patterns on the way that certain things react. Okay, when you're doing things. I figured something out a long time ago, and it's just like some other things that you get to see along the way kind of make you wonder. You know, what is a domestic police force in the United States have over 100 million honeypot servers connected to the internet for? What's that about? You know, it's not like the rest of the world that wants to know stuff like that wouldn't know about it. So who are they targeting there? What's the deal? And why are 300 FBI agents running around in Canada for? Who authorized that shit? You know? Why are you here? We have our own stuff. You know? You wonder how many of them are like undercover and everything else doing weird shit. Just makes you wonder. What are they up to? What are they up to? Maybe they're running around stirring up trouble and trying to influence Canadian policies without anyone knowing. Never know. What's this? It's a tea farm. See? I'm telling you, man. It's some Yorkshire tea people. They're trying to get me. It's the tea mafia. Quick, hide. See there. See, they got tea in this game. coffee farm somewhere. Oh, we're just bouncing around trying to find to see if a certain mod works for somebody. Be one of the more cooler mods to test to see if it works. And if you're asking, well, what's the mod? It's to add factions to the game, so you can take all these lovely Star Wars ship, put them into a faction, and when you jump into the system, it would be Star Wars themed. And the galaxy's so big that if it pops just once, you'd be going forever. No. Check it out, man. It's moving. See? It's there. Now it's not. See? It's got a cloak. Now it's down over there. See? Now it's there. Now it's there. Now it's there. I'd say that's a glitch. Shouldn't be doing rubber banding like that. This is like that other star system where every time I point at the mine, it would just move somewhere else. You shall not mine our mine. Something wrong there. Best not to hang out in a buggy star system, eh? do 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 do. Nothing's perfect. Even the gate over there looked funny. It wasn't square. It looked like it had dents around the middles of the sides there. Make sure you also explore sectors that are not marked on with a green dot. Be careful, as pirates like to hide in these unknown regions. Yay, an equipment dock! Alright. Another faction bites the dust. We are mapping the galaxy. This, go over here, do this, put that, hit the M key, and watch this get drawn onto the map. Here we go. Woo! Jeez, these guys are huge too, eh? So how much of the galaxy have I mapped now? All this crap all the way over here. Holy jeez, man. That's only that much of it. Are ya? Okay, where am I in the universe here? I'm right here. Yeah, let's just go up to the whole upper right hand corner first. Jeez. There's got to be a way to make these factions that are in mods appear more often, because, yeah. Because nobody will ever frickin' see them. Like, you know what I mean? Like, how do you know if this works, right? This is just kind of stupid what I'm doing, right? But anyway. How am I doing time here? Okay, I'm gonna stand up and do some stretching here for a second. I'll just let this game pop back in. Oh, maybe not. Maybe the game will blow up on me. Computer. Okay, there we go. As soon as I say computer, it popped back in. That's neat. I'm telling you, man, game's listening to me. Okay, I'm gonna stand up here and do a little stretch. Yeah. I had my volume way down, and then I cranked the speakers up, and then it just sounds the same, right? I could just do the same thing by turning the system thing up and then turn this down, but yeah, and that's why when you touch this thing, it goes a little silly. Okay. Here we go. I can't see where this ends. Right? Oh, here we go. It'd either be that one or that one. So I'll tell you what, we'll just enter the gate. Wow, look at how 3D everything is around here, right? It's asteroids. It would be neat to do a game like this in non-voxel, but you might want to wait about 5 years for when everybody has, these newer graphic cards and newer motherboards, and we're another generation of consoles on, you know what I mean? Like, technically, see, the thing that I don't get is the gigahertz of these PCs they're giving us aren't getting any faster at all. All they're doing is creating more threads so that you can do more stuff, but you're doing it at less speed. Okay, so there's a certain point, I think, where the number of threads actually becomes useless, because what's the point of doing a mathematical calculation at 0.1 gigahertz, okay, because you have 1,000 million threads, when you could do, one thing at 4,000 or 400, or something gigahertz or whatever, right? It's going to come to a point where they're going to have to start putting multiple chips onto the boards, right? And they don't want to do that because they don't want to hand you out there anything more than 5 gigahertz. I'm telling you right now, they don't. Because once you get up to around 10 gigahertz, you're in that that's a supercomputer technically right there. Once you have that capability, okay, suddenly a lot of older encryption gets very, very crackable, okay? Even it might take a year, but you'd be able to do it, right? And there'd be some bad actors that would do that, okay? And to get at things that they shouldn't maybe get at, right? That's why they don't do that. Now, there are motherboards that are super expensive that these big companies can buy that put multiple chips on them and do that kind of thing, and then, but those are usually, they want to reserve that for states, not, and very large companies like IBM and such, right? And Apple and Google and, these kinds of people. Where am I going here? Oh my God, really? I think it's this one. The Immobilizer 418 Cruiser. I've run into a few of them. Or should I say they ran into my beams. Okay. Whoa! I guess I'll just stop moving. You stupid. There, I'll move you right out of the way. How about that? Cool. Next time you bump into me like that, I'll blow you up. That's right. Go away, AI. How about that, eh? Now, if that were collision on, I'd have been wrecked there. Yeah, that's one thing that they can't seem to simulate in this game is separation of two pieces of a ship. If you could dock with another ship and have it carry you and then do that, that would be some serious scripting. No. Jeez. One of these crazy looking things. It's no leg day. Dun 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 dun. Dun dun dun. Okay, M. Nothing here. There we go. See, I gotta find out which hard drive I put that little baby Yoda mesh on and then export it so I can bring it into the Unreal Engine and then set it on fire. I just didn't say that out loud. Oh yeah. Seems to be the going theme these days. It's like I was over at a buddy's place who has the Disney thing or whatever, and we were watching some of this Mandalorian, and I just got the feeling like I can sense from that show that they wanted to do the crazy SJW, you know, Star Trek Discovery, Doctor Who shit to it. Just somebody in the background saying no, and it's like. You can just get the vibe from it, you know. It's like it feels like it's forced in a sense, right? That's just my feeling, right? And it's an opinion, right? Like it wasn't that bad, right? But then it's kind of like one of those things where. Doctor Whoette, James Bondage. I have to call it Jones. Janet Bond. Yeah, there you go. Janet Bond, Doctor Whoette, and STD. Three letters you never want to see in your life. Like how could you not laugh at all of these people? Like really? Did you who honestly thought that kind of crap for Star Trek would fly? Who honestly thought that this Star Wars crap would fly? Yeah, like where is the brain cells? Oh, right. What it tells me is, okay, if the Force is female, it's not very brilliant at writing. That's what it tells me. That's what it tells me. You ever notice the CGI is fine? Right? You ever notice that? In all these stupid things, the CGI is fine. It's kind of like an actor. It gets paid to do what it's told. That's it. Right? And that's another one about actors. You know, and I get that feeling, right? But once you see the actor come out in public and start mouthing off crazy crap, then that's different. You used to have something called a publicist, right? That they would actually hire and make sure that you as an actor or musician or whatever didn't say stupid shit that would cause them grief. They don't do that no more. I don't know why. Same with the same with the continuity officer. They used to have that in movies. They don't have that anymore. Why bother? You know, if a crappy movie, if a series of crappy movies like all this new Star Wars can make a profit, who cares? They don't. That's the thing, right? If it costs 400 million to make and they make 500 million, that's an extra 100 million. That's all. That's it. Have a nice day. Meanwhile, if they did a properly good movie, it could make billions. But they don't. They don't think that way. Now, if I were a shareholder, I would be getting angry. That would be the difference. Ooh, nice view. That looks trippy, eh? Purple. Dark purple. Yes. Get it out of you, son. Yeah. I see William Shatner's doing something for the History Channel. You know, the same channel that does those crazy ancient alien shows. That's comedy, isn't it? You know, that's the Comedy Network. It's not a History Channel. It's a Comedy Network. Shatner, you know, he just doesn't give a shit no more. He's just out making some money now, having some fun, traveling around the world, meeting people and laughing and carrying on like a yahoo. I guess that's what you do, you know, and how you survive all the stupid shit. But I'll tell you, you don't want to start an argument with that lad. He'll come right sideways at you, and he'll say something in the most odd way that it would twist your mind. Us Canadians is like that, you see. See, at the same time we'd be saying sorry to you, we'd be reaching around the back of you, pulling your pants down, and spanking you. We would do it so you wouldn't see us doing it either, you see. Clever. Clever. Everyone say that word, clever. There's nothing wrong with clever. Clever is good. Clever makes everyone think. Yeah, that's right. Been called clever a few times. Been called a couple other names too, but you know, hey. There's a few that get me going. Revenge is mine, saith the Sith Lord. Woo! There we go. Just seemed rather appropriate to fit in there. And I don't know if Cross Comics' little thing is done yet, but if you search him out on YouTube, he might be around there selling his comic a little bit. I told him, you know, you should be asking, you know, it's okay for him to do it because he was one of the first people to help me out here on YouTube. I just kind of let him know though that he should just sort of ask first to advertise, you know. That's why I'm kind of giving him a little plug right now, you know. Nothing wrong with the lad, you know. Some people around him are a little strongly opinionated, you know. So, you know. That's what free speech is, man. Everybody's got their thing, you know. And if some people can't handle it, that I would have a different opinion, that's too bad for them. You know. That's how it works. Yep, yep, yep. Uh-huh, uh-huh. Might be smarter to go this way. More green dots. Still gone over there. Come on, where is it? Jeez. I'm sitting there going, okay, when do I hit the thing? And meanwhile, it's ready to go. Wow. 16 years later, he's still running around the same galaxy. Well, I think it worked. It's a problem with such a large galaxy. How do you test something like a faction mod? Like, really? This would be something where, you know, I'll be going back to the forum saying, listen, 10 hours in creative mode with a ship that can practically every 5 seconds go somewhere. And how do I test this faction mod for this guy? Because I have mapped like about, I don't know, 30% of the galaxy in 10 hours. Or maybe 20%. So this is going to take 50, 60, 70, 80 hours. So, you know, 20 live streams. I'd be like growing old. Right? Be like next month sometime, right? You know? This guy will come out with 16 DLC this month. You watch. You watch, eh? They'll put the game out for sale, and immediately there'll be a day one DLC. That's the kind of feeling I get. And it'll be something that will make the game better. You watch. But it'll cost you more money. So it'll be like $20 plus another $20, right? Oh yeah, now it's a $40 game. Nope, no sale. I'll wait for it to go on sale. Thank you. You know. I already put 1,000 hours into your game, man. Plump. I don't mind giving somebody money, but not. It's got to give me value. $20 for a DLC is not value. Okay? If it was an expansion, right? How do you can't really do an expansion for a game like this, right? So therefore, this is it. You know, you should only be doing $5 DLCs that, you know, and if you did that, you get more people buying it. You get the 600 people that play your game all the time times 5, right? Well, there's $4,000 or $5,000 right there. Plus, you got other people, right? You got to think that way. I'm pretty sure most of them would pay $5, but at $20, you might only get 1,000 people, and then you're losing an extra 1,000 or 2. You see? That's why when things are actually cheaper, you get more sales, right? Like imagine if the AAA companies, right, instead of a $60 game, came out with their next big thing at $40. Everybody would buy it. Okay? As long as it wasn't, you know, Battlefield 5, World War II with women with prosthetic arms when there weren't any. You know, and stuff like weird stuff like that. Anyhow, yeah. Throat's getting dry again. Yep. Oh, come on here. No equipment dock yet. Look at how many star systems I have gone through here. Come on now. We need to fix this problem. Give me an equipment dock so that I can map out this faction and move on to the next one. Come now. Yes. Oh, chewable aka. Handsome Solo and chewable aka. That was funny. I gotta admit, that's original. Nope. I mean, they could have even done a side movie on how Chewbacca, right, and his Wookiee people gained freedom. That would have been a selling movie, right? And you could have had subtitles for when he when he's right, so you could understand him a bit, and and have some English people or whatever, talking, right? Like there's a lot of different movies, and if they had jumped on the Obi-Wan movie earlier, it would have been a bigger sell. Now it's kind of meandering with, people. What happens with these movies? There might be something wrong with them a little bit, but over time, people start nitpicking out the other little bits that, and because there is no continuity officers, and there's no publicist kind of PR person to stop people from yammering, right? On their side, you get more issues. Like, these are billion-dollar companies, and they're being run like asshats. like, like basically, if I were in a game company, I would have somebody do my public talkings for me because I get too passionate sometimes, and I would come sideways at some people before it gets to the point where we actually then sit down and have a civil conversation because somebody triggered me by saying something that was a little too aggressive or something, say, right? But once you recognize that kind of stuff, you can then start dealing with it better, right? Oh, yeah, okay, and you can be clever about a comeback for it rather than being aggressive back. Like when I posted something on Epic's forum, right? This one guy comes back, well, that's a bit passive aggressive. I go, what are you, a game developer or a freaking psychiatrist? I says, here's the reasons why I'm a little pissed right now, buddy. And I give a list, and then he shuts up, right? I mean, what's he going to say? Call me a liar? Because you can't. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, what are you, a psychiatrist? Like, seriously? Oh, that sent me right over the edge there for half a day. I was like spinning my head like the Exorcist there, going, really? Of all the stupid comments you could make on a web forum, is to make one like that, especially one that's directly about getting feedback in a game development sense. And if you were intelligent, you would take from that people get stressed by what? This problem, this problem, this problem, and this problem, and that it's something that could be worked on so that in a workflow and environment of game development, you would lessen that so that people don't have that stress, there's less burnout, and then you get more development out of things, and thus Epic makes money, the game developer makes money, and more people get to turn out better quality stuff. Bang, bada bing, bada boom, right? Eh. See? Once you sometimes you have to drill these things into people with thick skulls, right? Like open up their eye, pop one of their eyeballs out, and shove that idea right into their brain, eh? Because sometimes it just doesn't want to fit. They want an argument for some reason. There are those people. Like I seriously had it out with this other guy that's developing stuff, and I'd say nothing aggressive or mean or other than your thing didn't work, and I explained to him why, and then he was, he started mouthing me off, right? And I was like, what do you mean? Listen, bud, I says, and the one thing I haven't shown most of you guys is how many tutorials I have on my bookmarks as reference material to do things. Okay? And by golly, somebody starts saying, well, you should do more tutorials and things like that. I says, listen, man, first of all, when I was trying to show off your thing there, I'm trying to show off some of the free assets to other people so that they can go and do some neat stuff using a free asset, okay? Rather than going and paying for it, not knowing, and then having to take college and university courses and to screw around with it. It wasn't until later on that I realized with all this stuff I could do something neat with it and started learning more stuff. Okay, and then I sat there thinking, I should show this guy, number one, all the different things I'm doing in the background. Number two, then I should sit here and say, yeah, with an 8-year-old computer that takes 10 times as long as probably he's got for shader compiling. Okay? I mean, I was, but he came back there. He says, I understand your frustrations and everything else. And I says, well, yeah, it is. It's frustrating. But there's nothing you can do about it, so you just try to deal with it, right? It doesn't make it easier when somebody starts getting silly and tries to attack somebody for no reason. Especially when the comment was, huh? I just went, huh? I says, maybe you should go back and look at it a little bit more differently from a different perspective of what's going on there first. Anyway, so it's one of those things where, and I know for a fact that he's gone back and done some stuff with that. There's been an update to it because the mannequin would just fall right out of the sky and trip right down through the map. And I haven't run it into 4.22, but if it's 4.22 that's the problem, then oh well. The problem is that there's some stuff on 4.22 that they didn't migrate up to 4.24, and thus you got to keep it. So this just 16 million versions of Unreal 4 on your hard drive. You got a gaming channel, and you do a little bit of that. So, like, oh my god. I need like 16 terabytes of shit here in a little miniature supercomputer room like IBM. I should ask Big Blue, how do I solve this problem there, artificial intelligence? It's a neat looking ship. Anything else in here? Let's have a look. These guys are all like that, eh? Yeah, they're all like that. Okay. Well, we're still looking for lunch in all the wrong places. Come on here. Beep. And nothing. Jesus. Okay, continuing along. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. The Addams Family. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Warner Brothers has stopped trying to copyright people with numbers. However, I could be wrong. I haven't heard anything back about that lately. I did, however, after a lot of that started getting out, suddenly started noticing a lot of Stargate people were trying to get on Twitter and getting themselves around, and I'm wondering why. That's the MGM property, which is Warner Brothers, which is now AT&T. Just it couldn't have been bought by a more lovely company. That's all I gotta say, from what I've ever heard of AT&T. Might as well put all the jerks and assholes in one basket, eh? Did I say that out loud? Whoops. And that's not to say that some of the actors or whatever weren't decent people. Yeah, I've talked to a few of them here and there, or engaged to some of them, and the guy that plays Rodney from Stargate, he plays on Twitch with his son, which is nice. Does the Ark Survival game, which is cool. It's kind of a little less risque game. When you can set up your own server where you then don't have to have people you don't want there. Bang, eh? It's the same kind of thing as this. You could have a private server and do your own thing, and you don't have to worry about people, right? Now, I noticed when I was talking about the free games and stuff like that, that suddenly I got some statistics from YouTube and the analytics showing people under the age of 18 suddenly showing up. Well, this is an adult channel, folks, okay? And I'm going to warn you that if I get things like that again, then I won't be putting out stuff like that again. Like I said, if you are under 16, okay, I'm going to say it this way: if you're under 16 and you want to be able to be have any use of my channel, you have to give me an email with written notice from your parents, where I can actually physically or through a video feed or Discord talk to your parents so that you have permission to be here. Okay, that's how heavy I'm going to do it, because then that removes all the liability from me, because I'll record the conversation, and that will be another thing that's said, and then you're free to enjoy the channel. Okay, there's going to be some language here and there, because whatever, there's going to be some controversial topics here and there. There's going to, so parents beware. I mean, I don't go out of my way to do mean and nasty things and do crazy crap, but it happens, right? And in some of these fantasy video games, there's some violence and other stuff that may be inappropriate at certain ages, right? Some people grow up a little faster, or whatever, right? Personally, play with your kids, the video games, and if they don't, they realize and they can equivocate in their brain that it's not reality, I don't see much of a problem anyway. But this is why we have laws, because some people, they don't have proper parenting, I guess. And, if people have to pay for babysitters. So if you want me to just be your babysitters, a babysitter for your kids, well, then maybe, you should go hire one. Because that shit costs money, man, and I'm not being paid right now. And you don't make much off of YouTube anyway. For every 1,000 views, you're lucky to get $3 to $5. And that's despite the fact that YouTube every year is making more and more money off of us, and we're not getting raises in that sense. I had a laugh too, eh? They had a picture in the YouTube creators thing where they had a party for them all. I saw there was like 50 people in it. There was one white guy. One white guy. It's the opposite now of whatever. You know what I mean? Like they would go on about that's not diversity. How is that diverse? Like I see on my channel I have 44 countries. Okay? 44, 45 different nations. I would put a person from every single country, right, in that video. Okay? Rather than what they did, which looks like, I'm not even going to get into it. It was, what they're doing is, when they post stuff like that, is they're just trying to elicit somebody to comment on it, and then they put you on a list, and then you're gonna be screwed with, because it's that's just like trying to start shit. That's what they're doing. That's what they do. They look for conflict, and then they put you on a list, and then they'll mess with you. Meanwhile, you know, you're nothing like what they would be thinking of. They just want their own friends and whatnot to be making the money and everything else. That's what it is. I noticed they got rid of Miss funny looking blonde haired lady that came out with the crazy stickers things, and they got another girl doing things. And I'm still saying it. How come you guys don't have your own OBS like app? How come? And what about the video quality on YouTube here? Why is DLive look and sound better than YouTube? How can a small company like DLive do better than you? I don't get that. I mean, it's weird. Very weird. And I think BitChute, once you get into Subscribe Star and do stuff like that, and give them a couple bucks or something, the quality improves. That's something I was remembering to think about. Because I remember I uploaded a video and it looked like 480p after that. It was like, what? This is crap. Can't be putting that up there. But they mirror all my stuff anyway, which is another reason why I can, you know something's up when BitChute tries to get a copy of my video and suddenly can't. And then there's like about a week's worth of delay in between things again. And I'm like, yep. Ooh, what have we got here? Guma. Station Guma. The All Knowledge faction. Okay. Look at the name of that ship. Rex Hux. Oh man, my brain. Where is an equipment dock? I'm telling you, I need to find an equipment dock. Just one? Just one? And then we'll be friends and allies. I have foreseen this. And to all those people that are raging about Palpatine being a clone, stop that, will you? Because, geez, even the EU books explored it. I mean, and you gotta think, if the guy's a retard, he wouldn't have a clone. Okay? I mean, he's got access. Once he finds out about the cloning facility there, okay, he's got access to that, where he could go make a bunch of clones of himself, put them around the galaxy, and with his force powers, inhabit them. Okay, that was explored in a novel or something way back, and here they are stealing that idea or a piece of it, putting it into a movie, and people rage about it. I'm like, however, the rest of that movie, I wouldn't even watch it. I just can't handle that kind of weirdness. There's just too much weird stuff in Hollywood anymore. Wow, you gotta be kidding me. Come on here. Right click. Thank you. Holy. No. I have to get some battles in here. Just gotta fight. Yeah. Put 'em up. Put 'em up. Put 'em up. Doo-da. Space chickens. He's everywhere. He's everywhere. Oh my lord. No equipment dock yet? Can't find any equipment docks. We must more power to the engines, Captain. Really crappy Scottish accent. I need teeth to do that. Be funny to get a sponsorship from Colgate when you have no teeth. That would be funny. Smile. Well, woe to thee, O earth and sea, where the devil sends the beast with wrath, because he knows the time is short. Ha 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 ha. Boogity. Still none. Just because there's lots of green dots there. That's fine. Shake, rattle, and roll. Go. Go. We are facing in the wrong direction, Commander. Higher level fighter pilot will be able to inject into space when the fighter gets destroyed. Speaking of which, let's check out how many fighters we now have. Still none, eh? Getting there. Size 8. What's the DPS? Not bad. Not terrible, not great. 24% shooting until overheated. So we got 10 minutes. Oh, nope, there's one done. So we got now another 5 minutes. 6 minutes, probably. Make another squad. How many squads can I make? Another one in there. Okay. Dun 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 dun. Erg. Space is big. Yes. Very big, apparently. It's a weird looking carrier ship. Okay. Still nothing there. Okay. Next system. Jeez. Look at this weirdness. Crisscrossing. Gate systems. I heard the mail. I'll be right back. should turn the volumes. Let me sort that while I'm doing it. Just a second here. I will sort this mess out. Turn this down. Way down. Okay. Oh, did that work? Uh-oh. Did my speaker system go out? Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? Uh-oh. Maybe not, eh? Hold on here. Testing, testing, testing. Turn that back up. Does that work? Okay, hold on a minute. Just doing a little sound check here. Okay, that'll work. Okay, back to it. Okay, we got that ready. Go up here. You know what I might do? I know it's a beautiful ship. You don't want to do anything to it, do you? You just don't. It's just... Mom! Let me think. Uh-huh. Oof. 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 Can't do that, eh? Can't do that. Can't do that. Maybe that I could. Put one there. Then we are it. Come on. What's that do? It makes it so it doesn't flip over. Didn't do anything. Okay. Alright. Just making it so it doesn't flip itself over as much. I'll add a few of those and then I'll have to get into skinning with the titanium. Jeez, where are the equipment docks in this faction? Holy... Beep. No. You see how it turns instead of flipping straight up over now? There we go. That makes that quicker. Couple more of those on go up a little further on it, and that might even be better. Nothing. Wow. Do about 4 factions a year. Jeez, you serious? Might as well. Bum 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 bum. Let's see here. This gets crazy on your mind. But we are mapping out the galaxy to test somebody's mod. Woo! Still none. I just wanted different noises. Give me any other noise but the ones I'm hearing. I'm going crazy. I'm not going crazy. I'm going crazy. I'm not going crazy. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. There are rifts in the space-time continuum blocking access to this sector. Eat spaceballs. Where's the other gate then, you idiot? Get out of the way, you. Look at, he's hiding the gate. Blow him right to pieces. Okay. There's 3 gates in here. I need the one that says west. There it is, down here. Jeez. You never had serious fun in this game until you take full collision and ram right into somebody and see how many pieces you can send your ship into, as well as theirs. And what you do is you do it against a much bigger ship, and you end up being like a gigantic missile, and you wreck the crap out of them, and they just rage right out of the game. That's an evil way to play, though. Don't do that. Ooh, ooh, yeah. Lord, this is nuts, eh? No equipment docks anywhere. Space gambling. There you go. And you can't actually gamble when you go to a casino in this game. All it is like you dropping off food and supplies to it. That's all you are, is a cargo ship. I'll be like, that'll be 4 on 14, please. Roll that table. Come on. Why are you doing that? Thank you. Gotta go down here. I'm betting it's that one there. Right. How come I'm suddenly out of I'm needing sergeants and lieutenants here? Is that because of pilots? I build a ship again, and it's starting to be aggravated. This game, this game, this game, this game. Boop, 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 boop. Yep. That's what it is, man. It's what it is. What it is what it is. Because if it isn't, it isn't. That's why that's what it is. Thank you. Now, equipment dock. Yeah, baby. I see you. I see you. Let's be friends. Here we go. There. I'll show you what the tractor beam shit's all about. It's kind of cool. Everybody whines and complains about running into stations and shit, right? So do this. Okay, go down a bit further. Hold on. And you aim at the ship. Why is that not working? Oh, here we go. Woohoo! Na 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 na. Do 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 do. You may now unfasten your seatbelts and exit the craft. Get lost. Your payment is now null and void. Go away. Oh, really? I'll take one of these, but I can't because I'm not docked. So I'll move in a little more just to make sure, and then I go like this, and then yeah. Uh-huh. I'll take one of these. And I don't want anything else. Okay. I'll take two of those. One, two of those. I always take these. Oh, it didn't give me the right ones. That's weird. Okay. Then you go over here to this thingy. And you go, yay. And you click your M button. And watch it all fill in. Oh, so this up here is a different faction. Interesting. Holy moly, man! Look at how much of this space I've actually checked out. My lord! Is there a way to make a smaller galaxy? This one's too big. That's it. I'm gonna go kill something. Get out of the way there. Maybe I'll let my little... Oh, what's in this sector? Oh, a wormhole. Where does Mr. Wormhole go? Somewhere over that way. Alright, let's go for a tour. Woohoo! Now where am I? Oh, just in the middle of everything. Nothing that special. Let's start eliminating yellow dots. You're all gonna die. You're all gonna die someday. And don't listen to those silly people that try and tell you that, you know, in a couple of generations people live forever or whatever. That's BS. And you want to know how I know that? Just go back and look at some news footage from the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, the 2000s, 2010s, and then look at today's news, and you'll see basically the same issues. Nothing has changed. Nothing. Not a thing. Things are barely any better. If not, they're probably a little worse. I see it. Thought you could fly above me? Ha! That's how you do things, boys and girls. Ladies and gents. Murder Incorporated. Oh, they got some buddies. He called in some buddies again, eh? Told you. Wow, you got more friends. Jeez, these guys really like me, eh? That's right, take the torpedo out. No more pirates. This looks like a pirate area. I'm hungry. I gotta get something to eat soon. Here. More stuff to fight. Very deadly at this game. Come on through the clouds, boys. I don't get all stuck in there first. got him right around the edge of that rock. That was good. Because I was shooting, if Zoten were in here, they'll now be attacking me. Like right now. Is that what I think it is? A CIS ship? It is too. Huh. So pirates are these guys. Space. Okay, that was fun. It's more like it. Breaking up the levity. Yeah. Mod testing. Doo-dah. Meanwhile, Buddy's in the background. I turned something off in the mod so it would never work. He's going to be doing that forever. Practical joke day. Crack the knuckles. Whoa. Okay. No equipment dock yet. Okay. Crunch. Wow, man. That's a lot of space. And then I'm like waiting for like Wolfman Jack music from the 70s popping. No, 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 no. Yeah, like 70s psychedelic acid stuff flipping all over the place. Scrap metal, eh? The Boomawag Republic. What are their ships like? Trippy. See any more ships flying around in here? There's one up here. Where is he? He's behind me. There's one there. One there. One there. Okay. Okay, man. Okay. Okay. Look at all the yellow dots, eh? This is crazy shit. Crazy shit. Map this little section out and that'll be it for today. I will succeed or I will fail. There is no try. There is do or do not. There is no trans. No one's ever said that one before either. I could just hear the rage for that. Oh. Someone would be upset, not understanding a joke. That's the problem with a majority of people. They got no sense of ha-ha. Oh boy. Go. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna do that. Oh, wrong one. No, wait. Yeah, this thing first. Okay. Goes. Whoosh. Okay. Okay, so how much have I done here? Holy jeez. Let's look at all this space in here. I'm gonna guess there's something in there. Looks like it, eh? With all these little... and that there. Looks like one of them. Holy moly, man. Can I even fit that onto a screen? I guess I could. Like, I've done this much of a galaxy. So you gotta think. There's 10 of these across, 10 down, and I've done this much. These little spots here. Just take a tour back down through there. That really hurt me. That's why I switched ships. The Bicentennial Falcon was not strong enough to handle that section, this area of the galaxy. Okay, let's see where we are as far as some time. Okay. Yeah, I was just messing with my sound a bit. YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. Like, it tells me 1 minute to lower the bit rate, and then I lower the bit rate, now it's telling me I don't. And yet it looks fine when I'm looking at it. Seems to me as soon as you go over like 3 hours, they start, 2.5, 3 hours, they start messing with you. So I'll go another 24 minutes and then I'll call it a day. I figure that's long enough. So let's see, where are we over here? I'm thinking right here. Probably a gate system because there's nothing there. Wow. Okay, do I get lucky here and get an equipment dock? No. Okay, I'm gonna go get something to eat here shortly. This is gonna take all day, and I got other things I want to try and do too. So let's move myself to a allied sector. I'll just go right here for a minute. And that'll be it for the day. There we go. Okay. Yeah, the galaxy's a big place. How do you test a mod if it doesn't work? Ooh. What's that? Neutral. Okay. Okay, guys, thanks for dropping in. And I will see you guys tomorrow or maybe later tonight if I get something done. We'll see about that. Anyway, have fun and be safe, everybody. Take care.